Welcome back. Right now we are talking about the inaugural season of Salt Lake Shred. They are part of the American Ultimate Disc League. Very exciting that we have this team right here in Salt Lake City. And here to tell us all about it is their coach, Bryce Merrill, and team captain, Joe. Thanks so much, both of you, for being here.
Good morning. Thank you for having us. We're excited to be here.
We always love talking about this sport, and it's so exciting that it's here in Salt Lake City. So tell me a little bit more about the background and you've had your 2 games in. How's it going?
We couldn't be more excited about how it's going. Obviously, we had our opening weekend was a doubleheader road trip to Southern California, and for a expansion team to get 2 wins on the road, I mean, you know, from a coach, it's really exciting. I hope for the players it was equally as exciting. But
it was wild. It was so fun.
Yeah, and against 2 teams that have, you know, historically done really well in the West Division where we compete, you know, it was a good sign for us that what we've been working on and the growth of the sport and where we're at developmentally here as a Salt Lake team is, you know, on track with where we want to be for our opening season.
Which is very exciting. Joe, tell me a little bit more about your background playing this sport and what brought you to Salt Lake Shred.
Yeah, so I started playing about 6 years ago. I played for BYU. Bryce was actually the coach at BYU as well. And kind of, you know, after 5 years, last year I went out and played for the DC Breeze, which is a team out in Washington, D.C. It was amazing. And this year I was really excited because Salt Lake was one of those expansion teams. I'm from Provo originally. I mean, it was just a really fun opportunity. I was really excited to see professional ultimate in Utah, kind of where, you know, I'd been playing for the last 5 years, and I knew a lot of people and a lot of people in high school, you know, that were playing Frisbee, and it was a very exciting opportunity and time to get a team in Utah.
And Bryce, from a coach's perspective, what have been some of the challenges in bringing this team here to Utah? We mentioned it's the first season with the league. How has that been? What are some things that have been difficult? And tell me a little bit about why you decided to coach this team in particular.
Yeah, one of the things that makes the AUDL and Ultimate Frisbee so unique and is also a challenge is so much of it is community supported and community based. And so we knew we had to have a high school and youth scene, we had to have the college scene, all of those things really come together and be built so that our team in the American Ultimate Disc League could be successful. You know, there's no mandatory college draft. This is a semi-professional sport, and so it really is a reflection of the strength of the sport here in Utah and in Salt Lake. And so making sure that some of those pieces were in place, you know, like the experience of the college players and all of that was ready to go for these athletes to then grow and develop and be able to compete at this level. And so it's really been a labor of love for a lot of people at each of those different areas for the last few years to have a team that was ready to compete and ready to get some wins on the field and have some community support, you know, from friends and family and fans in the stands as well. And so to see it all come together, like Joe said, to have so many different players come back from other pro teams across the league, or to have players from, you know, each of our major universities here be developed and ready to participate as they're graduating and play in this league. Again, very exciting to see it come together so well in our first season so far.
And Joe, as you mentioned, you're no stranger to playing here in Utah, especially as your home base, having played for Brigham Young University. How has it felt these past 2 games playing back here in your home state, and are you feeling like the community is coming behind you and supporting you?
Definitely. Actually, last night I got to see a few friends that I haven't seen for a couple years that I'd started playing Frisbee with, and it was just really fun because they were really excited about, you know, the shred and the success that we've had, and, you know, it was really I don't know what the right word is, not empowering, but it was really nice to know that they're watching and that, you know, they're involved in this, you know, and they know what's going on the field. And, you know, it's not, oh, hey, I heard you had a game, how'd it go? It's, dude, you played great. You know, I watched you, it was awesome. And it's really cool being a part of that.
And tell me about what your position is on the field, on the team you're captain, but where do you play? How does that work if people aren't familiar with this sport especially?
Yeah, I mean, there's basically 2 positions. So there's handlers, and they're the ones that will throw full field, really good with the throws. I am not, so I'm the other position. It's called a cutter. Usually I'm on one of the wings, more like a wide receiver in football. Very similar to that, you know, so I'll run different routes and kind of cut from that position downfield.
And Coach, from your perspective, how have the first 2 games been?
You know, really exciting. Obviously, we're glad that we got a couple of wins on, at the end of the game, that we had more points on the board. Obviously, that's what every coach wants to see. But, like Joe's mentioning, the field is a little bit larger. So in college, the sport is played, or both in the college and pro, it's played 7-on-7. But this field's a little bit larger. They shorten the amount of time, essentially our shot clock, they shorten it a few seconds. And so the game moves a little bit quicker. And so for me to see our players making that jump from the college game now to the semi-pro game, to make some of those transitions really fluidly was really exciting for me. That bodes well that the process that we're focusing on is working, and that we got a couple of great results there right at the beginning of the season. So obviously it's a long season. We can't hang our hats on 2 wins, for too long. But to know that we started in a really good place, especially ahead of our home opener next weekend, is just really exciting to see, and I think speaks to the level of preparation, from athletes like Joe and the rest of our team to be ready.
And Joe, tell me a little bit about the team and what you enjoy the most, and some of the players that have all come together. You're new to playing together, correct?
Yeah, I mean, some of us, again, as Bryce mentioned, there's a lot of people from the major colleges in Utah and a lot of people from Utah. So I've played against them for a couple years, usually. And I've played with some of my teammates from BYU, also made the team. And I love the team culture. It's really awesome. It's, as Bryce, again, I'm kind of just going off him. But he's like, at the end of the game, we had more points than the other team. And, that's kind of the team culture. It's just like, what's the score? I don't know. Look, where's the scoreboard? It's just, we're going to work hard. And, we have a lot of athletes that are really, really athletic and very good and very fast and can jump really high. And it's really fun watching that, and we're able to lift each other up. And it's a really good group and community. And I mean, I feel like we're all friends, which is really nice too.
Which you can tell when you watched, you can tell on the field that you get along. And Coach, what are some of your goals heading into these next games in the season?
We're, again, like I mentioned, we have our home opener next Friday, and I think for us, this will be the first chance for a lot of these athletes to bring a home game to the youth and the friends and the family of Utah ever, right? This is the first, men's professional ultimate game in Utah, for the Salt Lake Shred. Like, we're really excited about this. And so I think we're looking to bring some of that culture and some of that excitement to the stands and to Zions Bank Stadium for people to be a part of it. If they haven't seen Ultimate Disc, I strongly recommend they come out and check out a game. It is so fun, that sense of community, that sense of excitement. Joe mentioned some of the athleticism of the players. It makes for a really exciting game. The game is fast paced, and so I think from a coach, I want to make sure that I keep my players focused on the X's and O's and what we're trying to accomplish, but also for them to recognize and celebrate, what this game is going to be and what it's going to mean. We're playing a very talented team from Seattle, the Seattle Cascades, and so, we'll have to have a pretty dialed-in game plan to try to, sneak another win. But really just to celebrate everything that's happened up to this point, to have a great time in the stands, and then to also try to get that win on the field, and then go from there. Obviously, we have a 12-game season, and we need to finish in the top 3 in our division to qualify for the playoffs later in August, and so just really keep ourselves in a position to be able to do that.
And Joe, how can we support you as a community? How can we support the team? How can we watch? What do we need to know, especially if we want to come to the home opener?
Well, I believe the Salt Lake Shred has a website. I don't know how to buy tickets because I'm going to be playing. But, I mean, Salt Lake Shred, get tickets, go to the home opener. If you know anyone on the team, I mean, bring some signs, and just make it a really fun atmosphere. I'm really looking forward to it.
And we are as well. We've got the website on the screen right now where you can go and find out more about the AUDL, the league, Salt Lake Shred, buy tickets, all the great things. Anything else we need to know, Coach, heading into this exciting season?
No, again, if you're looking for a really fun sports experience. You know, some of my favorite memories growing up as a sports fan were those, you know, AAA baseball games, or, you know, you get to be right on the ice watching those teams play, or, you know, whatever it is, courtside. This is that kind of access. And so, you know, if you're interested in watching the game, come out, go to saltlakeshred.com and check that out. If you're interested in learning more about Ultimate, there are so many camps and clinics and high school leagues and youth leagues and adult rec leagues that are out there and available. So many other teams locally to support our friends on the Utah Wild, which is a women's professional team, is here in Utah. I mean, there are so many wonderful things to do. And so if you're looking for a sport, if you're looking for a really fun time and a great way to spend your summer, you know, play or watch Ultimate Frisbee as much as you can.
Oh, we absolutely will. We definitely support your team and so excited for this inaugural season. Thank you, both of you, for being here.
Thank you so much for having
Yeah,
us.
thank you.